Okay, so in this game, I'm playing Kindred. I was duoing with somebody else from tryouts. Quick Snip, I think his name is. It's the Oriana. Um, we were into another jungle and mid duo, and both of them had like 70-ish% win rate. So it was pretty sketchy just going into it. Um, and I played this a few days ago, so I'll try to do my best to remember what I was thinking at any given point, but might have some lapse. One of the things that I do want to focus on, I'll speed it up because this is a long game and I don't want this to take like an hour to go over. But one of the things that think I could have done better on is the initial pathing in the beginning. I think it might have been better to go for an invade, just because Kane, if he gets greedy like a lot of Kanes and Plat do, they do this full clear on their red side and then come up. So I might have been able to get invade or an early kill off on the Kane, which would have set him back, and he ends up being a pretty huge issue. Looking mid, it's not really that gankable of a spot. It's the minion wave is too far pushed up, but it was that sort of duo queue mentality where you want to gank for your guy, even if it may not be the best option. That sort of deal. Um, so this is just whack. Syndra just stays too long, and instead of running, she tries to turn and kill the Ori. So I get a kill, flash for flash. I go for Scuttle here, and then path into my second clear of Gromp and Wolves, which I think is fine. I know Kane's topside because he obviously didn't contest this Scuttle, which means he most likely will invade Raptors. And I think I should have gone for an invade here. I think I refrained from it just because I was low on mana and my mid laner backed. So I didn't have mid prio. I see Kane topside, so I path towards Dragon. I think this took me too long to actually respond to it. I think I should have immediately pathed the Dragon after I saw him. For some reason, I just didn't see him. And I think starting the Dragon here is actually a mistake, because my bot lane is actually fighting down here. And I think I should have helped them out, especially when I re-aggro it. Mid's missing. And once she paths down, I think I'd give it up and go back into the jungle. Yeah. So she was roaming down. I'm not sure if it was for me or if it was for a gank, but she's there regardless. I just give the blue here. Don't really want to fight that right now. He is level 6 advantage, and them being a duo, they were already there. But there is a possibility that I could fight without my ult, but not confident about it. Nar, for some reason, was doing the scuttle instead of in his lane, so Darius forces him off of it. I get it, and then invade. I could have gotten Grump here. I don't know why I did. Oh, I do. I just had bad pathing to it. I think I go top here. Yeah. Oh, I remember this. Okay, so this was actually super weird because for some reason Nar disappears from our screens for a second here. So he's gone right now. We don't see him. And then he's just in the bush again. But he straight up disappeared. It might have been just a thing of us all leaving the bush, which would be really sad. But we just couldn't see him. And unfortunately, he gets away because of it. So missed kill opportunity. Forget they have a fight here. So Nard TP's back in. They get a catch on the Orianna. They were just bush camping, and they take my red. Um, so at this point, Kane's starting to snowball. He is going blue Kane. He went Dark Harvest. And into our team, it's the better option, I think, than the tanky red Kane. I think we look for a gank here on Syndra. She just overstays. Yep. So easy pickup. But I'm way far down in CS as compared to the Kane just because I've given him so much. If I look at gold, we're actually pretty even in gold. He's up by like 500 though. And he just picked up another kill. I know he's going to go to my mark. Oh, just trying to use the F keys to navigate to Darius, but I'm in spectator mode. Yeah, and I don't want to chase because of Kane. This is a bad fight coming up, I think. I think this was a dumb call. Yeah. Especially because I didn't ult in time. So, going back. This is fine. But I don't think I should have gone for this fight in the first place, just because Syndra and Kayn were following. So we notice the mid, we fight with them, have a small skirmish, and we can see them on the scryers, and they're pathing down. I think I should have just gone up, or I could have gotten that kill and just pathed along this way instead of trying to get the Yuumi as well. I think the Yuumi was what got me punished. But regardless, this fight ensues. Kayn gets another kill. Um, yeah. So they bush camp Ori? Yeah. So they just sit in the bush camp Ori. We get both here, I'm pretty sure. Um, just because the whole team rotated, which was super nice. I called for Darius to roam down for Dragon, and he actually listened, which was nice. Darius, I believe, finishes them off. Yeah. And we get Dragon. Don't want to overstay on the Krugs, so I just back. And this is super nice for us. We pick up a double here. Yeah, not much, just a good counter gank, I think, in my opinion. And go back into farm. And for some reason this game, the top laners are both really invested in my marks. The blue's marked right now, and they're both just fighting over it. I think it's kind of funny because usually laners just either ignore it or they hard can't sit on it. It's one or the other. That's never an in-between. So the major objective that I'm looking at right now is Herald, but it's a hard sell just because we don't have a top tower and their mid is far ahead of ours in terms of kills and items. She has a completed GLP and ours doesn't have Ludens yet. I don't know why I window shop for so long here. Something might have happened IRL. Um, Definitely a mistake. I should have been pathing because we knew Kane was bot side the entire time. Like I should already be on Herald and get taking it, but I'm a little bit late. I don't think it ends up mattering too much. I think we still get it. I know the wolves are getting marked here, so I immediately path there, give Darius the Herald. And yeah. Just get out. We knew Kane reset, so didn't want to overstay. Again, I think me and Kane are even at this point. The issue being is that his mid is more fed than my mid and stronger. So even though the gold is really close, the power levels are vastly different just because Ludens against, or non-finished Ludens against Needlessly and GLP. So Kane dives onto the Caitlyn, and I get caught by the GLP. I think I pop ult, and she ults in return. Yeah. So I die, I give Dragon. Going back. No. I think the misplay here is not already being here. I think it's, messing around here. I go back. Speed it up just a little bit. I think that I should already be with Caitlyn right now. Caitlyn's alone. And obviously this might be a positioning thing on her end, but being together is definitely the play here. And that looks like a misstep from me, trying to go for the Kane E mark auto, whatever you want to call it, and it ends up costing me my life and the dragon. Caitlyn split pushing again, which is going to get her killed. Yep. And here's where Kane just sort of started to go away with the game. He's got a fair amount of gold on me and just completed another Sarita Dirk. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the window shopping this game. It should be a fairly straightforward build path. Just countering the Kane and Syndra burst damage. Caitlyn's alone again, gets caught out. And I think we give this tower, but I'm not sure. Oh, Morgana lands a bind, so I go for the kill. I get it, but I die in return. Yeah. I'm not sure if there's a way I get out of that. He's got the Yumi on him for the movement speed boost. I think even if I don't turn around to auto him out of ult, I think he still just catches up and kills me. But who knows? I might have also had an improperly timed flash. So I scan with my E instead of just jumping over, or with my W, instead of just following over, and then I just chase too far, get caught by the Syndra E without my ult. And they turn it fairly handedly. And then we turn it back on them. I think this is worth for us, just because this gets Orianna back into the game. She gets a triple kill, including the shutdown on Kane of 450. So she just got a massive influx of gold. Morgana, I don't know what she was doing there. I I think the call right now is to be setting up for the next dragon, in less than a minute. But for some reason, she decides to frontline into them. And I'm not sure if it's this dragon or the next dragon, but I think that's where the game started to really go downhill. Because as of right now, we're still fairly even. Kane is fed, I'm fed, and we're sort of at a standstill. But one of these dragon fights starts to just make the game go super downhill for our team. Leading up to this, I'm like half health. I don't like that proposition with the amount of bursts that they have on both the fed Syndra and Kane. Just so I walk back, get a heal auto off on the Grump, and we start this. I feel confident starting this with the Kane up and here with Smite and everything just because of Kindred ult. I feel like it secures it. I don't think that my use of the Kindred ult here is particularly good though. So if we look in, he smites at 500 HP off, and I end up just ulting the dragon for no reason when I could have just smited it back. And because I don't have ult, I die to the Kane. Syndra and Yuumi and Gnar chase down the Caitlyn here and the Orianna. At this point, I'm just telling them both to just keep running, but after the Gnar catches up, it's really over because he's got Frozen Mallet. Slows on every auto. Obviously, Baron is the play, or is looking to be the play made here. I think they had several opportunities where the enemy team could have taken Baron, and they just didn't. Just because they're looking for picks and whatnot. And I think this is a mistake. I rotated too late, I think, here. If we look, they just get a free pick, and I might have been able to get Kane there. So I was actually pretty upset with myself after that pick because I thought they were going to do Baron. They end up trading Kane for Orianna though, which means they don't feel safe doing Baron with obviously our jungle still being up. So it staves off Baron for now. But I was actually pretty upset with the fact that I didn't rotate sooner and kill Kane earlier, because that would also mean that our Orianna is alive. Regardless, another check at gold. He's now 2k up on me, just because he keeps getting these picks onto Caitlyn and whoever, looks at him funny. And mid is also up like 3k, 2k gold. I know Kane's rotating top. We just rotate back up. We trade 1-for-1 again, or not 1-for-1, but we trade the Kane for Orianna again. And so now I'm looking to pressure Baron. I know they have vision over here because otherwise she wouldn't have, felt confident doing that. Find the bind onto her. I think me focusing the ward was just an int, honestly. If I had just run, I wouldn't have had to use ult there. I think this fight somehow ends up with us on top, though. And I think it's purely because of my death stance. And because Gnar didn't reinitiate. So Dragon's coming up. This is definitely the Dragon fight that it starts to go downhill. So, believe that, Kane does get this Dragon, but the lead up to this is decent. I mean, we have 2 up on them. So starting this is fine. I don't have ult for the secure, and I just apparently missmited or smited too late. He steals it away. And then I Q into him instead of over the wall, get exhausted, get killed. Trade 1-for-1. Which, Gives the shutdown to Yumi, but it's still not advantageous for us, just because their carries are split between Kayn and Syndra, and our only carry that like will stave off the enemy team is me. So I need to stay alive, and not trade one for one like that. But the reason I think this is so devastating to us is because it puts them on soul point, and we'll see later in the game that we aren't able to contest the Dragon Soul going down onto the Kayn and his team. Oh, hello. So again, just looking Baron here. Keep assuming that the team that's ahead wants to finish the game out with Baron. So making sure that I just don't path bot sides to get any spotted on wards, because if I'm shown bot side, they immediately call for Baron, and our team can't contest without me, or even fight without me. So it's super important that I be near where the fight is. Right now, I think this is an int from the enemy team. I mean, there's nothing to take mid. I think they should be on Baron right now, or setting it up, or bush camping or something like that. Instead, they're just NA ramming, by waiting it out. Sort of a waste of time. Darius is pushed up, and being the only lane that pushed up, he gets collapsed on. We get Kayn ult for Darius Ghost. And looking back at this now, one of the three carries on our team should be topside, whether it's me, Orianna, or the Caitlyn. I think out of all of us, Orianna or Caitlyn. Simply because I need to be where the fight is, and I need to stop them from getting the tower. The other two need to farm up and get strong. And the top wave was asking to be cleared. There's a call for Baron here. I don't know why we decided to do this. I'm assuming it's because I have my ult again and I feel confident doing this. But it's still super sketchy. Especially with Caitlyn being so low. Oh, and I missmite terribly too. That's a yikes, looking back. And they get a triple. Orianna 1v1s the Syndra, trying to push him bot, but I'm not a fan of that play looking back at it. I think it was just a desperation Baron of trying to get it away from them. But now we're unable to contest the Dragon Soul. So they, for some reason, get tower and then just fall back after picking up another kill on the Caitlyn. And then they just go Dragon and we can't contest. Just too far away. We've got our base to deal with. It would be disadvantageous and they melt it. But now they have Dragon Soul. Kayn sort of ints here. He plays super aggressive with the Yumi on him. Gets Morgana binded twice, and it's just sort of over for him. So super nice pick. I think I play this fight badly. I ult to save Morgana. I think I should have saved it longer. Um, yeah. Okay. So going back, uh, after the pick on Kayn, Darius gets bursted. Our front line is dead. Nara is going for the ult. I think this is all fine. I kite out. I think this was the misplay. I think ulting to save Morgana was a major fuck up. And then my focus following it after I'm in the ult is a mistake. So I'm on Syndra. I burst her down. I think, yeah, I definitely should have. So Ezreal's one hit right now. One auto and he's dead. That auto that was going to Syndra should have been for him. I would have lived at least a little bit longer and I would have killed him and Yumi faster. And more importantly, I would be alive because his auto is the thing that kills me. Uh, just a bad fight. But yeah, this is where the game just gets sort of out of control. So Caitlyn farming bot here is good, especially because she's not pushing past tower. And we just sort of have to wait. I mean, Kane's so strong at this point that really just don't want to be caught alone. So I immediately start backing up. We end up catching him, I believe. Yeah, we do. So I want to sort of push the advantage here. And then I see Nar is almost at full rage, so I call off the call. And this becomes a base race. Super, super sketchy. Especially because they already have one Nexus turret down. Regardless, we go for it. And I think the correct play had to be I have to back here simply because this loses us the game. Um, so if we look, we just got inhib and they're already on the Nexus tower. They're super far ahead of us, regardless of the fact that we have two ADCs. So when our Nexus is at half, we are just barely taking the Nexus tower, and I think we were just too far behind. If we had two Nexus towers, then this would have been the correct play, but as it is, we lose, and we're only halfway down before they end the game. But, like, it's just one of those games that I feel was winnable if I had made a few more correct calls, or if our team had played more as a team, stuff like along those lines. Um, just final standings. But I'm sort of on the fence of this game because I don't know what could have been done other than that last call, having to back, which drags the game out even more, which puts them closer to Elder and another Baron, which is sketchy for us because they have the entire map under their control, essentially. Overall, I think I played it well. I just, despite a few key points where the int was massively impactful for my team and sort of caused us to go down a slippery slope of a loss. But yeah, that's the game.